I hope everybody is doing well despite the amount of girls you've interviewed. Laban. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Michelle Teresa Imperial Gumabao and I'm representing Quezon City.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds to answer each question. Tell us more something about it.
As everybody knows, I'm a professional athlete, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an advocate, I'm a motivational speaker. And all of this came from my experiences of being a volleyball player. I've learned so much, I've grown so much, and that is one of my biggest advantages coming into this pageant.
What is one beautiful word in Tagalog and what does it mean?
Maganda. It means beautiful. I love that word because it represents each woman, each Filipina, and it says a lot about our culture. I hope that we all learn to encourage our women and to lift them up, to be confident and to be empowered.
What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I have been highly supported by my parents, and what they taught me is to encourage others, to support others, to work with others. That's why it benefited me as a team player playing sports, and it also benefited me joining beauty pageants because you represent an organization. Working with them, collaborating with them, and being a spokesperson, you have to know how to encourage other people. That is one of the most valuable lessons that my parents has imparted on me.
What about during this pandemic? What is the greatest lesson that you learned?
One of the greatest lessons during this pandemic, among a lot, is to be generous. I learned how to be generous not only with my words, by checking up on people, but also with my time. I have spent my time putting up an organization called Your 200 Pesos. We were able to serve thousands of families, not only in Metro Manila, but in the nearby provinces. I learned that if more people are generous, then less people will become hungry, less people will struggle, and we will have a more united Philippines.
Quezon City, if you win, what do you plan to do more for your community?
I have been working a lot for sports. I have been part of different organizations of the government. But if I do win Miss Universe Philippines, I do know that the role is to represent the organization. I'm willing to learn more about the advocacy of Miss Universe Philippines, to work with them, to empower women, and to believe and stand by all the values that they also believe in.
What color do you think represents the phenomenal woman?
Green represents a phenomenal woman. Aside from it being the color of life, in my experience, it is the color of champions. I graduated from De La Salle University with 3 championships in my back, and I know that this is a color that inspires and empowers and shows off a strong and confident, phenomenal woman. I'm biased. Allow me to be.
Hello, Michelle.
Hi, good evening.
All right, I shall ask you not just one, but 2 questions. The second of which is the same question for all 5 of the top 5 candidates. We have actually asked all of our top 5 candidates to pick a number backstage, and we are going to start with you. So your first question is actually question number 2. You have 30 seconds to answer this question. At the end of 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then right after that, I will ask you the question that I will ask all the other candidates as well, and you have another 30 seconds to answer that as well, okay? All right.
Okay, thank you.
Here we go. Our first question. If you are under strict quarantine and isolation, what is the most important mobile app for you and why?
The most important app during this whole quarantine was my Bible. Having faith in the midst of this pandemic was very vital to me, not only for my mental health, but also for my sanity. It got me through the toughest of times. I was able to get through others through the toughest of times, and it kept me centered, and it kept me grounded. And that's the most important thing that I would need in a pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you ready for your second question?
Yes, bring it on.
All right, here it comes. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential and non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis? Time starts now.
As we all know, pageants are a very, very inspiring event. not only to the Philippines, but to every country who supports pageantry. It is important to stage a pageant and to show the Philippines that we are much more than our setbacks, than our failures, and that we are able to overcome any adversity. Having a pageant symbolizes hope, and right now on the stage, that is who we are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao.